Hello and welcome back to another video. Today is a different video again, but before we get into anything, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the YouTube channel. Now today is a bit different. We're talking about a news headline coming out from West Ham. You know, the nonsense that is still going on about David Moyes and his contract and stuff like that. I think we all know what's happening. I think we've known what's happening for a while, but something has come out. Something has happened that we need to talk about. Moyes and Tim Steidten have fallen out. Shock. I never expected them to get along in the first place. But they have a clashing sort of ways of thinking about football. There's a big reason why Sullivan brought him in. I was wondering if it made sense to bring Steidten in and keep David Moyes, a man who has built Leverkusen up, a man who has worked with Xabi Alonso. And shock, they've fallen out. Now, it was actually kind of purely overstated, I would say, at the start of this season where they were making rumours up about Moyes was going to leave his job because of the fallouts with Tim Steidten and stuff like that. And I think I know who I'd rather keep. I think everyone knows who I'd rather keep. But obviously the Moyes inners cannot take anything to do with Moyes. So let me just read out my own tweet of what I said. Because I saw a lot of people say, well, not a lot of people, a couple of people saying it's a disrespect. So I quoted that saying, it's a disrespect to one of our greatest managers? What, a technical director doing his job to find a replacement for a manager who's running out of contract is disrespectful. At this point, you Moyes in-law are cucks. And the reason why I called them cucks, guys, is because we're watching our team get fucked every week. And these lot are enjoying it. They're enjoying watching it. And they'll defend it no matter what. They enjoy it. They might as well enjoy us conceding 5 to Palace, 5 to Fulham, 6 to Arsenal, 5 to Liverpool, 4 to Villa. They enjoy that. The reason why they enjoy that is because we won a trophy last season, nothing this season matters. And that's the wrong attitude to have. These were the same people that are happy with a draw at home to Tottenham. These were the same people that would wait until a relegation battle to sack a manager. Apparently you want it to all go pear-shaped for you to sack someone. Now, it's pear-shaped with the second half of the season, because in the first half of the season we picked up quite a few points anyway. We went on a little run where we didn't win a game, but the first half of the season it was decent. A lot of people were saying, give Moyes a 2-year contract because we beat Man United, Tottenham and Arsenal, and those were great results, and Moyes got the tactically spot on in the Arsenal and Tottenham game especially. But there's a lot of games where he hasn't got it tactically spot on. A lot of games. There's a lot of games where I can feel like you're not getting the best out of the players that you have. The January transfer window, him being in control of the transfers. We're going to really, really go into it when Moyes leaves the club on why he fucked up for himself. You see, at the end of the season, I'm going to do my thank you to David Moyes about how grateful I am, because I am grateful. And you can watch the videos from 2022. Big Moyes in guy. Big Moyes in guy up until the end of 2022. You can watch all the old videos from the channel, all the old match reactions, even though they're shit videos. I was very Moyes in then. But I'm going to do it right at the end. Right at the end of Moyes' reign. I'm going to do a video essay talking about his time from 2019 to 2024. I'm going to talk about why it went right and then why it's gone a bit wrong. And I'm going to talk about everything. The ins and outs, the goods and bads of the whole thing. It is not a disrespect for a technical director who's pretty much in the same role as a director of football, the role to pick out the manager, the role to make footballing decisions at the club, to go and find the new manager that he can work with whilst the current manager is out of contract. Now, I can completely understand why Moyes would be upset, because he's just trying to get over his season. So cool, he's feeling disrespected. And this does lie on Sullivan. Of course it does. But me being Moyes out does not mean I'm Sullivan in. I've never been Sullivan in a day in my life. I've never liked David Sullivan. I never will like David Sullivan. Never. Never in a million years will I like him. But if for example, Tim Steidten, this gives me more hope that he's going to be the guy to bring in the manager. I trust the guy who's pretty much helped Leverkusen to succeed where they are and played a big part. and played a massive role in where they're in. So that's why I know whose side I'm really on. Like, if Sullivan was to bring in a technical director and then he was going to hire the manager himself, not only would it be pointless, but then Tim Steidten would leave and Sullivan would expose himself. Now, the reason why this is also Sullivan's fault is because we all know what he's like with the media, with news outlets and stuff like that. He likes to brief all of them. This information didn't need to come out. You didn't need to tell anyone. You didn't need to tell ex-West Ham employee. You didn't need to tell anyone to do with the club that has connections with ex-West Ham employee. And it's not ex-West Ham employee's fault. This guy's just reporting the truth. Ex-West Ham employee reports the truth. He reports on something when he knows something is correct. So there's nothing to do with him. But to get to all these news outlets in the first place, to get to Mail Sport and to get to other news outlets, let me try and find the other outlet. It was Sammy Mockbell. I don't know who he works for. I'm pretty sure that is Daily Mail. To get to people like Sammy Mockbell, who I don't really know how reliable Sammy Mockbell is. When I first saw it, the headline, it was West Ham technical director Tim Steidten told he must not enter the first team dressing room amid the ongoing uncertainty over David Moyes' future. Now, like I tweeted, like, what does this mean? I'm trying to understand what difference this makes. And the reason why is because I didn't know he was going in the dressing room in the first place. I don't see the reason why he, like, I'm not in footballing dressing rooms. I'm not a professional footballer. I want to see, other than a manager and the players, the staff, etc. Outside of them, who should really be going in the dressing room? Like, really. So I don't see what he has to do in the dressing room anyway. But apparently he's not going to be in places where the staff are anyway, and apparently they've fallen out. I don't see why they would have got along anyway due to their differences and different outlook and different philosophies in terms of footballing wise. So none of this makes sense to me. So this is Sullivan's fault for this even getting to a news outlet in the first place. But I know who I'm going to trust. I know who I'm going to trust outside of the Moyes. And we pretty much knew that he was going to go anyway. And as much as Moyes likes to say to the media that the contract's up to me, the whole future thing is up to me in terms of he and the board are going to talk about it. Another big problem I have is that the reason why this shouldn't have got out is now these reporters are now going to ask Moyes about this situation. And he knows that himself. But you're also kind of hindering your own relationship with this manager anyway. And maybe Moyes doesn't know that it's Sullivan all along that's doing this, but you've got to be respectful to the man that gave us all of this anyway. If we're talking about respect, the person that should be respecting Moyes the most is the owner. This is disrespecting David Moyes in terms of letting all of this get out there. But Tim Steidten is not disrespecting David Moyes because he's doing his job. This is business. You can all be friendly and stuff, but he wasn't brought in to help David Moyes. He was brought in to help West Ham. But what Sullivan should have done is let David Moyes go after the Conference League final regardless of what happened. But he doesn't have the balls and he has no ambition in himself to do that, so he wants to choose the cheap option and let him, instead of paying the compensation for him to go or whatever, or pay his contract out, the rest of his contract, he wants to let him go on the free. So we'll see if he's willing to pay compensation for a manager that's already in a job. But let's hope that Tim Steidten has the free reign. And it's pretty much a story about nothing really, but it's a headline. So let's talk about it. Make sure to leave a like on the video, people. Subscribe if you're new. Social media's up in the description if you want to follow me, the email for the inquiries. I'll have the Chelsea-Tottenham match reaction out tonight as well. No watch along because I'm watching the darts. See you in a bit. Bye.